Recording has started. 1. Unlabeled button, camcorder. 008.
Hi, my name is Melissa Powell, and I am a licensed adaptive technology trainer. And in this video, I am going to introduce you to Windows 10, and I am going to talk about some of the common controls used in Windows, as well as the taskbar of Windows and the start menu, and a little bit about the desktop. So let's go ahead and get started with the common controls of Windows. So there are several different common controls in Windows. The first thing that I would like to talk to you about is a dialog. Now, a dialog is a window that requires some kind of action. And in these windows, you will find various controls. So to navigate forward through the options in a dialog, you would press Tab, and each time you press the Tab key, you will navigate forward one item in a dialog. To open or activate an item, you would press Enter and or spacebar. To navigate backward or to the previous item in a dialog, you would press Shift Tab. So each time you press Shift Tab, you will navigate back one level or item in a dialog. Now, in a dialog, dialogs are in circles. So when you navigate with your tab, you will move through the circle one item forward at a time. When you reach the end, you will just go back to the first item. The same with navigating with Shift Tab. So you really cannot get lost navigating through a dialog. And so now I am going to go ahead and talk to you about some of the common controls that you may find in a dialog. So in Windows, you have several different controls. The first one you might locate or find in a dialog, and you'll find these controls throughout Windows, would be an edit field where you can type text. You might also find a combo box. A combo box is a box where you can select different items, and these are displayed in a list, and you press Alt down arrow to expand the list, and then you would use your up and down arrows to navigate through the items in a combo box. When you reach the item that you would like to select, just stop pressing your up and down arrow keys. A checkbox is a control that you can either check or uncheck. And you do this by pressing the spacebar to check the checkbox, and the spacebar again to uncheck the checkbox. A checkbox, this command is a toggle command. So a toggle command is a command that takes an action and reverses it. So when you press the spacebar, it selects or checks the checkbox. When you press it again, it unchecks the checkbox. And the next or the last thing that you may find in a dialog would be a combo or a radio buttons. And radio buttons are basically buttons that you can select, and you use your up and down arrow keys. When you find the radio button that you'd like to select, just release your arrow keys and that button will be selected. So Now I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about the taskbar and the start menu
Unlabeled button.
of
Press Alt
Windows.
plus
So
Enter to activate.
let's go ahead and get started on that. So if you had a virtual ruler and you ran it along the very bottom of the screen, you would replicate your taskbar. Now the taskbar is a thin bar, and it contains several elements. And the first thing that it contains is the start button. And this start button, of course, opens the start menu. Then you have a type here to search button. Or the command for that would be Windows key S. And this button gets Cortana to start listening for a request, or you can also type here. And if the start menu is open, it will show a microphone button. Otherwise, the button will be called just start listening if you're still focused on your taskbar and you haven't opened your start menu yet. Then you have your task view button, and this button allows you to create and move between virtual desktops. And then you have your group of taskbar buttons, and these allow you to perform different tasks like opening desktop apps, Windows Store apps, or switching between apps or windows on your computer. And a shortcut to command to switch between open windows on your computer is Alt-Tab. Then you have your notification area. This area contains a clock, and it also contains programs that are running in the background, and you'll get little notifications that pop up that'll say maybe you have a new email or you need to run an update on a program. You'll find those notifications here. The next option or element is show desktop button. And your desktop is displayed in an icon view, and there are two commands to access your desktop. You can press Windows key D, which will minimize all applications and take you to the desktop. You can press Windows key M, which will allow you to go to the desktop, and Windows key M again will bring you back to your last focused application. And your desktop contains like items or icons that are
942.
Open on your computer. So it could be a traditional app, desktop app, or a Microsoft Store app, or You might have like your recycle bin. You could have a Word document. You can have pretty much a shortcut to any application that you would like on your desktop. And to navigate through the items on your desktop, they're displayed in an icon view. So you have to use all 4 arrow keys to navigate through the item. So when you find the item that you would like to open or bring focus to, you would press enter. So if you're focused on the desktop, you can actually also tab through these items, or if you're focused in the taskbar, you can tab through the items as well. But in practicing, you normally would use more specialized commands to move through the desktop and the taskbar, and I'll explain those here in a little while. Now we're going to talk about the difference between the desktop apps and the Windows Store apps. So in Windows 10, you have your traditional desktop programs, which would be like your Microsoft programs. And then you also have your App Store apps, and these are apps that you would install from an app store. Like you might have a Pandora app, a Facebook app, a weather app, just different apps that you choose to install on your computer. So when you install a store app or a virtual app, like I said, they can only be installed in the Windows Store, and they do not appear on your control panel in programs or features. So Microsoft refers to traditional desktop programs as desktop apps. So when I'm referring to a Microsoft program, I will refer to it as a desktop app. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the Start menu. I'm going to talk to you now about what you can use the Start menu for. So you can open apps, and you can also open some locations on your computer. You can search for, open apps, as well as settings and folders. You can shut down, sleep, restart, or sign out of Windows. Then you can perform some additional tasks, such as pinning apps to the taskbar or creating shortcuts for apps on your desktop. So to open the Start menu, you would press your Windows key, or if you do not have a Windows key on your keyboard, you would press Shift F10. Then you navigate through the menu by pressing up and down arrow. When you are focused on an item that you would like to open, you would press enter. If you wish to not open anything in the Start menu, you would press escape. Normally, after you've selected a item in the Start menu, you would just want to press enter to open that item. However, unlike most menus, the items on the start menu have context menus that allow you to like pin things to your start menu or your taskbar, and I'll refer to that more later. Now I'm going to tell you about the structure of the start menu. So the start menu opens immediately above the left hand end of the taskbar, and the start menu is opened into 3 different columns.
Unlabeled button. 1.
You have your start list, which includes a power item that you can use to shut down your computer. Then you have your all apps list, which includes all the apps installed on your computer, and it goes in alphabetical order from A to Z. And again, you navigate through these lists by pressing up and down arrow and pressing enter on the item that you would like to activate. Then you have your pin tiles list, which contains more than one group of pinned items, and this can be folders or apps that you have pinned to your start menu. So when you open the start menu, the search box is displayed, and you can type in the search box things that you would like to open or search for, and then press enter. And I'll talk more about this later. You can move through the different parts or sections of the start menu. So you open the start menu, and the search box with the all apps list is your initial focus. So you're in the search box, and then you have your apps list right below the search box there, and you would use your up and down arrows to navigate through that list. So to move to the top of the all apps list, you could press up arrow or down arrow, or you can press tab, and this cycles you through the search box, the microphone button, your start list, and your all apps list, and your pin tiles list. So each time you press tab, you will move forward through these various elements of your start menu. To move backward, you would press shift tab. And these are in a circle, like a dialogue, so you will not get lost. So now I'm going to talk to you about the start list. You have your user account for username, and this opens a menu which allows you to sign out. A number of items which are customizable. Then you have your power, which contains a group of commands that allow your computer to sleep, shut down, or restart. Now you have your all apps list. So from the search box, you can move to your all apps list by pressing up arrow.
Unlabeled button, camcorder. Press Alt plus Enter to activate.
Or down arrow. Or you can press tab a few times to find your all apps list. The list contains a group of recently added apps if appropriate, so the apps that you've added most recently. Then you might see a group of most used apps, so the applications that you use most on your computer will be displayed here. And again, you navigate these with your up and down arrow. Then you may have a group of apps suggested by Microsoft. Then you will have all the apps that have been installed on the computer either by you or by the people that built the computer, and they will be displayed in alphabetical order. So an item in the apps list is either a app or a folder. So like you might have your Windows accessories folder, and this would contain your Windows accessories like your WordPad, maybe your Notepad. So for each of the most added or recent apps, you can set whether this group will be shown, and I'll talk about that later. Now, to select an item in the list, you would press up or down arrow, and when you release the arrow key, that item will be selected. You can also press your home key and end, and your home will select the first item and your end will select the last item. You can type the first character of the app in the all apps list, and this will take you to the first app with that character. And then you would, to navigate to the next app using that character, you would press your up and down arrow keys. By default, each folder is collapsed, and you can press enter to expand the folder. and display the apps, and then you would use your up and down arrows to navigate through the folder items and press enter on the one that you would like to open. Now I'm going to talk about shutting down your computer and the sleep and sign out options. These are the power options. You can shut down, start, or sleep by using the start menu. To do this, you would press your Windows key, then tab to power options, and then you would press enter, and you would use your up and down arrow keys to locate the option that you would like to use and press enter. So you would arrow down to shut down and press enter, and then your computer would power off. There's also a more convenient way and a lot easier way to shut down your computer using the quick start menu, or it's also referred to as the quick access menu at times. So I'm going to go ahead and
Unlabeled button.
explain
Press
how
Alt+Enter
to
to
use
activate.
the quick access menu. So you can open the quick start or the quick access menu by pressing Windows key X, and basically this menu is the context menu of the start menu. So press Windows key X to open this menu. The quick link or quick access menu contains several different items. And so you could press Windows key X to open the menu, and then you would then you could press Cap U twice, and this would shut down your computer, and then you would press enter. Or you could press Windows key X, arrow down to the power options, press enter, and then you could navigate down with your down arrow to the shutdown button and press enter.